Satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Webster Tarpley is coming up in the next segment to talk about the Iran situation, the economy, and a lot more. And later in the third hour, I'll talk more about this, but I've now had a chance to read part of it. Watson scanned over it. We've confirmed that his #1 New York Times best-selling book, The Overton Window, is basically about yours truly. And it just details it all. Government-sponsored terror, world government, America destroyed by design. I've separately confirmed that top Fox News personalities have been told by Glenn Beck, do not go on Alex Jones's show. Same thing with Rick Perry. This is from 2 different people. And that they have a team of 5 people, they're listening right now, that listen and record every word I'm saying at Fox Center in New York, and they take everything I do and then twist it to be a Republicanoid version. See, I'm popular with the false left and the right. We're shattering those paradigms. And they claim they're doing some of that as they then re-invoke it. And so literally Glenn Beck is the counterfeit. Now I hope Glenn Beck's a good person deep down. He's a talented, smart guy. And I'm not even trying to attack him. But Paul Watson and I this morning put this article together. It's very well written by Watson. We conferred while he was writing it over the phone. So it has his thoughts and my thoughts in it, but I concur with his views. And it's very important. It says Glenn Beck channels Alex Jones in New York Times best-selling book. And he goes on to say one of the primary characters in Glenn Beck's New York Times bestseller novel, The Overton Window, is blatantly a caricature of our own Alex Jones, according to a reader, and we've also confirmed this, who sent us his book review. Jones is fictionalized as Daniel Bailey. And, of course, Beck is having all these ghosts written. I mean, doing a radio show and TV show every day. These are all, a new book every 6 months. They're being ghost written. I mean, he's putting input into it, but it's got ghostwriters. According to a reader who sent us the review of the book, Jones is fictionalized as Daniel Bailey, the patriot. I'm sure the ghostwriter's a fan, because I'm in a great light in the book. The patriot movement leader who tries to prevent the U.S. government from carrying out false flag terror attacks on Los Angeles. Now, remember, Beck says none of this exists. And at the end of the book, he says, well, I said this really wasn't fiction. It was fiction, covering up for real things. But there is no false flag terror, and there are no FEMA camps. So Beck read it, what his ghostwriter wrote, and said, you better add this at the end. So they're going after our audience of awake people, but they're giving them a fictionalized version of it. Beck describes his book as a work of fiction, faction as he calls it, fiction based on facts, and accordingly many of the characters in the novel are people plucked from the real world with only their names changed. The novel's plot centers around an evil public relations firm that works with Homeland Security and the CIA to collapse America from within. Beck has put a book out about the truth, but it's fiction. An unprecedented attack, this is a quote, on U.S. soil shakes the country to the core and puts in motion a frightening plan, decades in the making, to transform America and demonize all those who stand in its way. Amidst the chaos, many don't know the difference between conspiracy theory and conspiracy fact, or more important, the side of the fight and which side they're fighting for, states the Amazon.com promo for the book. The character of Daniel Bailey could merely be considered to be a construct of different people, Alex Jones amongst them, unless it was for a very specific detail contained in the plot that is a giveaway as to the fact that Beck based the character on Jones. The book begins, this is from Amazon, with a meeting between PR firm and members of Homeland Security trying to squash the leak of the MIAC report that we released on record. Major newspapers admit that. The PR firm boasts that they have successfully prevented the Washington Post from publishing the story. Unbeknownst to the PR firm, there is a patriot mole amongst them, and she leaks the Mayak report to Bailey, Alex Jones, and he exposes it widely attended patriot meeting. The Mayak report was a real document put out by the Missouri Information Analysis Center and Public Safety Partnership consisting of local, state, and federal agencies that characterize gun owners, Ron Paul supporters, libertarians, constitutionalists.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new evacuation pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is efoodsdirect.com. Go to their website online right now, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633. Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal Trends Forecast and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year when any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs. Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit trendsresearch.com today. That's trendsresearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait.
You may be arrested and/or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
In just a few minutes, we're going to Webster Tarpley for the balance of the hour, historian and economist. We'll talk about the situation with Iran, all the new developments on that front, with the Knesset coming out this weekend and saying they are preparing to strike Iran. But finishing up with this article, Glenn Beck channels Alex Jones, a New York Times best-selling book. We have the book, haven't finished it yet, but it's confirmed what the Amazon review and other reviews are saying. That's basically channeling yours truly with this patriot YouTube host who gets the Mayak report and releases it to the public that patriots, conservatives, gun owners, returning veterans are being targeted by Homeland Security. There's a secret government plan to stage terror attacks, to set up a police state, and to economically implode the country by design. But then at the end of the book, which was clearly ghostwritten for Beck, he then goes on to say, oh, whereas I said this was faction, nonfiction hidden in fiction, still I don't believe in FEMA camps or the government staging terror. So we see the schizophrenia of Beck through this. It goes on. The Mayak report was originally leaked to Alex Jones by an anonymous Missouri police officer And the book mirrors that, just changes my name to Bailey. Alex Jones was the source of the story after he had obtained the document from a whistleblower, mirroring almost precisely the plot in Beck's book. This allied with almost every other fact and facet of the character's involvement in the story, including the fact that Bailey is depicted as the father of the radical patriot movement, while a wide following of his videos on the internet strongly indicates that Daniel Bailey is none other than Alex Jones. According to Clarkson, the Patriot movement, along with Daniel Bailey, are portrayed by Beck in a positive light throughout the book, and indeed Bailey becomes the hero of the story when he sacrifices himself to prevent the government from setting off a nuclear device in Los Angeles by detonating the bomb in the desert. So is Beck trying to wink, tell people he's really a patriot and is for real? This also borrows heavily from a plot focused around the character of Jack Bauer in the TV drama series 24. However, perhaps the biggest twist contained in the book does not occur during the course of the actual story itself, but is an afterword in which Beck completely distances himself from the notion that any of the material is accurate. But at the first of the book, he says it's faction, which is real fiction, despite him describing the book as a work of faction. In the afterword of the book, he makes a feeble attempt to discredit some of the damning info in the book, like 7/7 being staged and the drill they were running that day. He dismisses the 7/7 war games as a coincidence. He also dismisses the Army's advertisement for internment and resettlement specialists by citing our armed forces' mission of bringing democracy to foreign lands. But they admit it's also for domestic, such as Iraq and Afghanistan. He dismisses the fact that such policies will be used here and in our homeland. Continuing, then we're going to Tarpley. So why does it matter that a caricature of Alex Jones is one of the many players in Glenn Beck's new book? Primarily, it goes to show that Alex and his message, via your activism, is now firmly woven in the fabric of American political discourse. Beck has an audience of millions and wields a significant, albeit somewhat declining, influence on the body politics, according to his ratings numbers. Secondarily, it is again highlights the baffling disconnect between Beck's own accurate and compelling message that a new world order is trying to destroy America from within, and his contradictory debunking of the issues that form that assessment: FEMA camps, false flag terror, and a multitude of other facets of the new world order agenda. Is Beck a genuinely concerned patriot who is just afraid of losing his media platform if he goes all the way? Is he merely an opportunist out to make money from paranoia and the obvious and real collapse of America? Or is he a Pied Piper gaining trust from the patriot movement by putting out a good message only to later lead them astray? We have been told by several highly placed and credible sources at Fox News that Beck has a team of researchers whose primary role is to listen to Alex and read Alex's material from his radio shows and websites. This obviously suggests that Beck and Fox News are obsessed with Jones' material because they are trying to gain the trust of Jones' growing audience in an effort to exalt Beck as a Jones counterfeit and misdirect the patriot movement. The fact that Beck is constantly attacked by the establishment left only increases his credibility amongst conservatives, just like right-wing attacks on Obama is the only thing that bolsters him. Continuing, with world government advancing, as the economy goes into meltdown, Americans are waking up to the New World Order agenda in droves, thanks in part to Alex Jones and the work of his info warriors worldwide. The only way Glenn Beck can stay relevant is to identify with these people by mixing in some truth with his message. Beck puts out the information in a fictional context and then adds a disclaimer at the end in order to psychologically inoculate people against the fact that everything he talks about in the book is really happening. This revelation of the method technique allows him to gain the trust of his audience and then steer them in the direction he wants. From everything we've seen, it appears as though Beck is trying to sit on both sides of the fence at the same time. And in doing so is playing a very dangerous game with his masters at Fox News. We need to link to the Hal Turner setup stories about how he got set up to point that out to Beck. We all choose sides in life. This is the key. We all choose sides in life. And whatever the truth really is surrounding Beck's motivations, we hope for his sake that he has chosen the right side. And then we have a review, another review of the book by someone else underneath that. We appreciate them giving us that tip. I got the book in a bookstore a few weeks ago and hadn't, I've scanned over it and seen what you were talking about and just couldn't believe it and threw it on the desk at my house and never really got into it on air. It's just too bizarre. But we're seeing this everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And